Welcome to Soul Moon's Rising Tarot. Today I have something super special for you. So there is a trend going on right now in the tarot world. You may have seen it on some other YouTubers' channels. This is the hashtag 31 Days of Tarot. Well, I'm kind of behind, as I'm sure you've noticed, so I'm going to start the videos today, but give you the first 7 days in this one video. So I have the questions up right over here that I can look at and answer them for you. So the very first question is, what tarot goodies did the holidays bring? Well, unfortunately, none. I was kind of sad. I didn't get any new tarot stuff. So on Christmas Day, laying in bed as the day came to a close, I pre-ordered a oracle deck that is made, well, the artist is my very favorite artist. So if you've watched any of my videos or my live streams before, you know that Danielle Noel is my absolute favorite tarot and oracle card artist. So I have a brand new deck coming from her. This also kind of answers question number 6. Brand new deck coming from her. It should be here very soon, and I will do a follow-up video for you guys as soon as it gets here, an unboxing. It is a brand new deck. It has just been released today as of the recording of this video, January 7th. So that is question number 6, the deck I am most anticipating for 2020. Now that might change because, you know, there's other decks that I want, but that one was brand new and by my favorite artist. So unfortunately, no tarot goodies for Christmas, but I bought myself one on Christmas that will be here soon. Now, on to question number 2. Question number 2 is my top 5 tarot decks for 2019. Considering I only own 4 decks and I only use 3 of them, I will show you my top 3 decks. So if you've been in my live streams, you've seen these decks. I use them often. My current favorite is this one here, which is my Crystal Visions deck. A lot of you have a love relationship just like I do with this deck. The imagery on it is so beautiful and colorful, and you can get so much information from this deck here. My good trusty deck that I actually learned to read tarot on, well, I learned on a Rider-Waite deck, but I got this one very soon after I started learning. This is the Tarot Illuminati deck. So the imagery here is very similar to that of the Rider-Waite deck. It's just a lot more detailed. So this is the back, and it has beautiful gold gilded edges. So I love these cards. Old trusty friends here. I use this one more for personal readings, while these other ones I use more for live streams. And then number 3 is another deck that I purchased in 2019, and this is the Ghosts and Spirit deck right here. And you'll be able to find the link to all of these if you want to purchase them yourselves. You'll be able to find the link in the description box for these. But this deck I love when working with the ancestors or with spirits, or, you know, if you're dealing with astral realm, those kinds of things. So those are my top 3 tarot decks for 2019. Now, let's talk about oracle decks, because you guys know I love oracle decks. Sometimes more than my tarot decks, depending on the questions that we're answering. So question number 3 is my top 5 oracle decks for 2019. So I narrowed it down to 5. Yes, I do have more than 5 oracle decks. Most of these I actually purchased in 2019 or at the end of 2018. So my very, very, very favorite one right this moment is the Yogic Path oracle deck by Danielle Noel, or well, written by Sahara Rose. Danielle Noel is the illustrator. I love her artwork so much. If you've watched my live streams, you know how much I love this deck, and you've seen me use it many, many times. So this is my top favorite oracle deck. followed very closely by another Danielle Noel deck. This is the Work Your Light deck. And I'm trying to remember the actual artist name, or not the artist, the creator. Her name is Rebecca. Her name is Rebecca Campbell. So this deck was written by Rebecca Campbell, but all the images on it are Danielle Noel. So I love her colors and her imagery. And so these two decks complement each other very, very well. This one has a really good balance of feminine and masculine, while this one tends to be a little bit more feminine. But I love the fact that not only does it have like, let's see, so you've got mythology stuff in it, you know, with the mermaids. You've got space in it with the planets. You've got like old world Rome kind of pictures in it. You've got, you know, Egyptian style in it. But then you've also got like native pictures in it. So this one I would say would be kind of African in nature. You've got holy warriors. And where's my favorite? So here's a more modern style with the mirror. And then I'm trying to find one specific card here. So you've got a little more esoteric. So there's all kinds of belief systems in this deck. I mean, you've even got Christian. So Star Mother, Mother Mary. You've got Anna, which is the grandmother of Jesus. And this one here is the one I was looking for, more Native American style. So this particular deck ranks in my top 2 because of the fact that there is so much inclusion of different people's belief systems in this deck. And I absolutely love it. Number 3 on my list, so of top 5, is kind of a draw between these two decks. So this one here is my Sacred Geometry Animations deck. This one is my Moonology deck. You guys have seen both of them. This one I love because of, you know, it gives different chakras and different things for you to remember, like discernment, perception, communication, miracle, divine masculine. It goes over divine feminine. And like I said, all the different chakras. So this one is great for energy readings. This one is great if you're doing chakra work or anything like that. And then the moon cards, I have always, for as long as I can remember, been a moon and stars girl. I know why now, because, you know, I am of the stars, but this Moonology deck spoke to me from the very first time I saw it. I actually saw it in, it was either Shanetta's Divine Tarot or Stargirl the Practical Witch. It was one of those two that I saw using this deck. I like to watch other tarot readers too. So this deck, I love. The pictures in it are gorgeous. The messages are phenomenal. Like this one, the waxing moon energy is gaining momentum. So I love this. It's great for all kinds of general readings. So that's why I use it a lot in my tarot readings on my live streams. And then finally, number 5 in my top 5 oracle decks is the House of Night oracle deck. So this deck is written more specifically for the goddess Nyx, but it is also based off of the book series by PC and Kristen Cast called The House of Night. So if you've never seen the House of Night book series, I will link that down in the description so you can check them out. But PC Cast is probably my favorite artist right now, and she works with her daughter Kristen to write these books. And currently there are, I believe, 15 books in the series. So I love the series. It's all about vampires, but completely new take on it. So the images on these cards are gorgeous. so, so pretty. So that is my top 5 oracle decks. Now, my most 5 decks used since 2010. In the last decade, my top 5 decks used are among the decks that I just showed you. So these two are my top 2 decks used, okay? These 2 oracle decks. So the Yogic Path and the Work Your Light decks are my top 2 used. But right now, this deck here, the Crystal Visions deck, this is a tarot deck, is probably my number 1 used tarot deck, followed very closely by my Tarot Illuminati, because I spent so much time with this when I was very first learning and do a lot of personal readings with this one. So those are my top 4 decks. It's hard to say my other top 1 because I use a lot of the other ones for other reasons. I have an essential oil oracle card deck that I use quite often, but I don't normally use that in my tarot readings, or my live readings. So I don't know whether or not to actually include that in this one, but yeah, so those are the top 4 most used for me personally in the last decade. Next question. What has using tarot taught you in 2010 through 2019? Oh gosh, it has taught me so much, but I think the biggest thing is to trust my intuition. When I very first started reading tarot, I was so unsure of myself, and I would get these messages, these channeled messages, and I would be wary to say things, especially if they were bad news, because nobody ever wants to give bad news, but you'd be scared to say what you thought because what if you're wrong? But then the more I did it, the more I'm like, okay, well, I'm not wrong. My intuition is correct. So now sometimes I will actually speak before the thought actually is fully formed. So those are direct channel messages. And a lot of times I don't even remember saying or what I said after the fact, and I have to go back and rewatch. So yes, I do go back and rewatch my own tarot readings because sometimes the channeled messages are a complete surprise to me, even though it came out of my mouth. So there's that. Yeah, definitely the top thing I learned was to trust your intuition. And now it corresponds with everything in my life. So if I have this deep gut feeling that something is going to happen or needs to change or I need to do something, I follow that instinct without question anymore. And, it's taught me how to forget about myself sometimes when I'm doing work for others. So I'm doing what my highest self wants me to. So I forget about my 3D person and live more in the 5D and 6D versus, what is important here in the 3D. So that's what I've learned. Now, what decks I'm anticipating, we kind of already went over that. I am so excited to get the deck. I should have it this next week. The brand new deck from Daniel Noel. I can't remember the writer of the deck, but you guys will be able to see that in the unboxing that I do for that deck when it gets here. So I'm super excited about that. I also plan on getting Danielle Noel's 2 tarot decks, Moonchild and Starchild Tarot, by the end of this year. So I'm going to have her complete collection before the year is over. Number 7. This one's actually kind of funny. So those of you that have been around for a while with my channel or knew me when I was learning tarot already know the answer to this card, or excuse me, to this question. The tarot card that stalked you in 2019 and why. So this card has been stalking me for years. Ever since I started learning tarot, the Hermit has been my stalker. Shows up periodically, but every reading, I kid you not, every reading I got on me when I was in a tarot class and we read for each other, every single reading had the Hermit in it. Now, funny story is, at the time, I was very hermit-y myself. I didn't go out much. I only worked as really super part-time jobs, so I didn't leave the house much. But I have always been a teacher, and so the hermit was basically telling me, get your butt out there and start teaching people. So I see the hermit as a guide, as a teacher, and I definitely have a love relationship with the hermit here. And he likes to just come and pop in every once in a while and say, hey, don't forget about me. Don't go back into your dark hole and avoid people anymore. So, love relationship here with the hermit. Not even any hate. At first, it was kind of weary. You know, I was kind of weary about it, but not anymore. Definitely grown from his teachings. So anyway, that is the first 7 days of the hashtag 31 days of tarot. So tomorrow you can expect day number 8, and I'll only have the one question, so it'll be a much shorter video. And yeah, I look forward to making these and answering all these different questions for you guys and letting you know kind of what's on my mind and maybe even where this channel might go in 2020. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not already, and you can watch any of the deck reviews that I've put up in the videos on screen. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.